Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Occupy Pro Wrestling Live. We are here tonight to discuss our predictions and break down the card for NXT Takeover: Stand and Deliver. Not to be confused with one of my favorite films of the late '80s. I am your host, Alex Smiley. You can find me on Twitch at Alex Smiley Plays. I'm joined as always by my pals and comrades. First up, Chris at T-Bone is Live on the Twitch. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Let me in. I don't know. That's the shirt I'm just wearing tonight, so.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet. Maybe I should wear it Thursday for the WrestleMania predictions, but that's okay.
All good. All right. I'm also joined this time by my pal James at JJ Titandog70 on the Twitch. How are you doing tonight, James?
I'm doing good. I'm a future WWE Hall of Famer. I'm gonna hit that celebrity wing one day. You're gonna see that.
Oh boy.
Be better than Great Khali, anyways. But anyway, nah, I'm good. So how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I am doing good. For those of you that don't know, and pardon me if I we are professionals here. I'm adjusting my camera and it's not working. Okay, we're good. All right, I'm doing good. For those of you that don't know, I had moved this past week, and I have joked on a number of occasions that what would probably happen is as soon as I got enough of my stuff unpacked, I would just make sure I had all my tech stuff set up, and that's kind of a quarter of what's happened here tonight, because this was definitely one of the first things I wanted to set up for since we have a whole week of wrestling ahead of us. So I'm excited, particularly to talk about NXT Takeover. It's very curious because we do have 2 nights of NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver. We have the first night on USA and Peacock, through the WWE Network now being on Peacock in the US, and then obviously the network elsewhere. Like, basically internationally, the network is the same as always, but for us, we got to watch it on Peacock. And we've discussed almost at length now all the stuff that kind of comes with that. But
right.
Yeah. And then the second night is exclusively on the network. Yeah.
I think Peacock is going to get better. At least they're not like the first. Like I said, I remember from the first when WWE Network first started, it was trash.
I mean, Peacock was a great experience.
Definitely. Yeah, it's not a bad experience. It's much better than the first launch of WWE Network. So you're good. All right,
Alex.
Yeah.
I just want to check.
What's up?
Okay, I just want to make sure because sometimes we start and then you can't be heard on stream, so I wanted to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Thing before we start a prediction.
I got you now.
Anyway, let's get into the predictions. I have the cards up.
Good.
And so what we've decided tonight is that we have NXT tomorrow and Thursday.
Yep.
So we're going to predict NXT Stand and Deliver. We are also going to predict the NXT UK Prelude as well. There'll be 3 matches on, I think, airing Thursday.
Right.
Well, there might be more, but there's only announced 3. So
I mean, there might be more, but there's only 3 announced. So we'll predict those as well as the Stand and Deliver card. So we're actually going to start with that.
Okay.
That will technically happen beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually really weird.
Yeah, I think what they did was they have the first night of the takeover on USA and Peacock / the network, and then I think the way they were it sounded like they were presenting the NXT UK special as a prelude to the
Peacock.
Peacock.
First night.
What's weird is what they're doing with the UK Championship, which I will get to in a moment.
Okay.
But let's actually just jump into predictions because we have a total of 13 matches, I think, to predict.
Nice. That's the most I've ever seen attached to a takeover.
13 matches.
Even if it is.
Well, there's
10
nights. Matches on Takeover, and then the 3 matches for the UK Prelude.
Right.
So, let's start with the first match. It is the NXT Women's Champion Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn teaming up to face on Meiko Satomura and the newly debuting Emilia McKenzie.
No, she's
returning.
She was actually in the first women's
She's debuting, but she's not debuting.
She was under Millie. She was under the name Millie McKenzie. Now she's debuted renamed as Emma McKenzie. So
okay,
she's technically
anyway.
back.
So what we'll do is we'll go through like we normally do. So you're first, James.
Well, they might be continuing. I know Dawn has recently turned heel, and I think they're continuing the feud. I think Kaylee Ray is continuing the feud with Mia Sakura, the final boss. I think the faces win this one. I think Sakura and McKenzie wins this. I think they're trying
Satomura to get and McKenzie. Okay.
Yeah, I think that they win this one. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's trying to get her on the championship track. So having her kind of getting the win here would help push her toward a feud with Kaylee Ray.
Okay, Alex.
I'm gonna be honest. It's hard for me to not pick. It's hard for me not to pick any team that has Meiko Satomura in it. So that's actually my pick. It's been an interesting story building up, but like I think it's just there is a part of me that's just so excited to have her be in NXT UK that I'm like I gotta root for her pretty much at all times.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pick the same team because this is really a set of new challengers for Kaylee Ray, who's had the title for almost 2 years now at this point. So she's been a pretty dominant woman. I mean, she's part of the reason because there was no NXT UK shows for like 9 months this year, but she has been a dominant champion in terms of like her title length.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Next match on the card is the #1 contenders match for the Heritage Cup that A-Kid currently possesses. It will be fought under Heritage Cup rules, and that is Tyler Bate versus Noam Dar.
Alex? Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, this is the Heritage Cup is like that is a unique thing that NXT UK is doing right now with Heritage rules.
Mm-hmm. Remind me, was this I'm sorry, was this the one where it's like rounds of a couple minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that now.
It's kind of like Ring of Honor's Pure Championship.
Right. Well, I was gonna.
It's a little.
Yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit of World of Sport from British Wrestling's past. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like there are 5 rounds.
Right.
Of the matches. There's 20-second breaks between each round, and the matches are 2 out of 3 falls, so best of 5 basically. Or not.
I thought it was best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3. Why is there 6 rounds? Oh, maybe it's just like either way. It's like 2 out of 3 match. Basically, I think it's the main hook.
Right. Okay. I think based on the matchup,
it's British rounds rules.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the basic breakdown of it. I want to say, I think I'm actually gonna go and pick the challenger to win. So I'm gonna go with Trent 7.
It's Tyler Bate.
Sorry.
And they're both challengers.
And they're both
the winner gets to face A-Kid.
Okay.
The winner faces A-Kid for the Heritage Cup because A-Kid is the current Heritage Cup champion.
It's a title,
but it's a trophy that he defends.
Misheard, misunderstood. Right. I'm gonna go with Trent 7 to win, and
again, 7's not in the match.
He meant Tyler Bates. He means Tyler Bates.
Look. Mustache Mountain confuses me sometimes. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tyler Bate to win. There you go.
All right.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Tyler Bate because A-Kid defeated Tyler Bate in the original finals of the Cup. And so I think they're just setting up this rematch because like the big ticket match for NXT UK. And Tyler Bate's still one of the biggest stars in the brand, despite not having the title for a while. So yeah, I'm going to pick Tyler Bate. James?
No, I like Tyler Bates too, and I've been loving this story they've been building up. Tyler Bates is his new Zen personality and everything. But I'll be the detractor here. I think Noam Dar picks it up because of shenanigans, and I think they're doing A-Kid Noam Dar.
All right.
Right.
That's good. Mm-hmm. All right, and the final match of the night is the NXT United Kingdom Championship match. Walter is scheduled to defend his title against Rampage Brown. Now, they are presenting this as taking place after NXT Night 1. So, in story, Walter's going to defend the title against Tommaso Ciampa and then fly back to the UK to defend it against Rampage Brown. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, but it's not being presented as such. So they are kind of saying that Tommaso Ciampa will defend the title if he wins it. But I'm going to pick first, and I think Walter is still the champion at this point and also wins this match.
Yeah. And this is going to tie into my pick for when we get to NXT, but I still think Walter is winning this too. As much as I like Rampage Brown, he is a massive, he is a strong, mean-looking dude. I just don't see it happening here. If this was a takeover, maybe. But this is just extra.
It's just really weird that they're doing this.
They're trying to fill more spots. They're trying to fill wrestling spots. This is basically more wrestling for you. Here, more wrestling for the fans. Here, let's get you something in there for him.
It's a weird decision to make him defend the title when he's already defended the title.
Right.
It's kind of just.
I think they were building towards this already, and they just went with it.
Yeah.
And I think the Ciampa Walter thing was always, I think it was brought over more because they wanted to get something more compelling that night, and they were like, "Well, we got Walter now, we got Imperium. We'll do against
right."
Ciampa. So I think that was a shift one.
Right. I kind of have this feeling like. Because I do feel like Walter versus Rampage Brown was something they've been building on NXT UK quite a bit.
Well, it was a weird choice to have it on that show.
Oh, no, right.
But I understand it's supposed to be NXT UK's biggest show of the year as well because they're promoting it. So
well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. So yeah, so it's kind of a whole thing.
Anyway, it's your turn to pick someone.
I gotta go with Walter. I'm not gonna be foolish enough to pick against him when he's still got another.
Great. Let's actually do stand and deliver. We'll talk about the matches and stuff like that. All right. So NXT Night 1 tomorrow night. There are 4 matches scheduled. My bad, I can't count.
5 matches.
No, 4 matches only scheduled for tomorrow night.
5.
Nope.
Do
you see Pete Dunne Kushida?
Oh, it's not listed on here. No, it's on night 2.
No, it's 5.
See, this is what happens.
Okay, whatever.
This is what happens when you put 2 nights worth of wrestling. Eventually, you're gonna get mixed up on.
You probably don't have Pete Dunne Kushida.
Well, then we'll start with Kushida versus Pete Dunne then.
Yeah.
I don't have that on my card here. James.
That one. This is gonna be a great technical match here. I like both guys. This is a hard pick. It really is. I got to go Pete Dunne. Only because I think they're pushing Dunne toward main event. This is just kind of a holdover for him and everything. But I say in a great match, I think Pete Dunne wins this. What about you, Alex?
I do genuinely think whoever wins this is going to be getting a good shot up the rankings towards the NXT Championship. But I'm actually going to go with Kushida. I'm vibing with Kushida at the moment.
I mean, I like Kushida too, man. It's just, this is a hard one.
Oh yeah,
I just want to see a great.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
It's a tough one because it's trying to think about what's the implications here. And unfortunately, because of Oney Lorcan's injury, we've kind of lost the Kings of NXT a little bit, and Pat McAfee hasn't even been on TV. You would think that if they're gonna, especially for Takeover Stand and Deliver, why is Pat McAfee not even advertised?
I think they're trying to hold him back until crowds get back. I really do.
They could be. I don't know. It seems weird they're not utilizing him.
Just why waste?
So thus they're not utilizing the Kings of NXT as a stable that they formed. So with that, I think I'm actually going to pick Kushida. I think Pete Dunne should win. But I think because of how his faction isn't utilized right now, that he's just going to put Kushida over. So I'm going to pick Kushida.
All right, I'm excited. Nothing wrong with that. You go either way.
All right. So the next match then is actually, we're going to go to the Gauntlet match for the North American title shot night 2. Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis versus L.A. Knight. And I believe that is their entrance order as well. So it is a gauntlet match. Okay. So 2 people start in the ring. Leon Ruff and Isaiah Scott will start. Then one of them will get eliminated. The next person come out, have a singles match, and then so on and so forth.
That makes sense. LA Knight won the Battle Royal. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It was in the order they were eliminated is what their order thing. So LA Knight won because he threw out Dexter Lumis, he threw out Cameron Grimes, so on and so forth. Anyway, Alex.
This is also a tough one. But I think... Because you've got a lot going on especially with quite a few of these guys. It's been interesting to see LA Knight actually like making more of a presence as he started off in NXT. I am actually gonna go on a little bit of a limb, and I'm gonna go with Cameron Grimes. Just
to the moon.
Yeah, I think he's gonna take these earnings that he's gotten recently, and he's gonna make use of all the good luck and good fortune that's coming his way, and he's gonna take it straight to the moon. So yeah, Cameron Grimes it is.
Oh man, I love Cameron Grimes, and I want Cameron Grimes to top the card. But I think the winner is going to be Dexter Lumis, because they never really resolved the storyline between him and the Way, and I think this is how he gets into that match. Is he wins this Gauntlet match so he can face Johnny Gargano tomorrow night, or the next night rather, not tomorrow night, on night 2. James.
Oh God! I mean, that's what they're telegraphing, and
I want LA Knight there or Cameron Grimes, but
that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking LA Knight only because LA Knight has really shown that he already got the gift of gab, and he's actually shown he's going to ring. That could be a great way to get him. But the problem is Gargano, LA Knight. Well, technically, LA Knight's technically a tweener. He's not a.
He's kind of feuding with Bronson Reed, who is a face.
Yeah.
But they haven't really presented LA Knight as either way.
My heart is saying LA Knight, but my head's saying they're going Dexter Lumis. I think they want to finish that off. So I say Dexter Lumis too.
Okay. All right. The next match on the card, it is the NXT Championship match for the vacant titles. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch had to vacate the titles because of only Lorcan's injury. Or it might be Danny Burch. I don't remember who got injured. One of them got injured.
Burch's injury, I think, was Burch.
So this match is between MSK, the winners of the Dusty Cup, versus Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fanstasma for some reason. I'm sorry, I know you love saying. Man, it's great, and I love the way that what's his face says it. Zach Gibson says it.
Yeah.
I think I'm first, aren't I? Gosh.
It's you. Yeah.
It is me. I want so badly for Grizzled Young Veterans to win this. I don't know why Legado del Fantasma is even in this match. But it's MSK. They hot-shotted them to the Dusty Cup winner. I think MSK takes the titles. All right, James.
I gotta go. I honest with you. I gotta go with. I think they're gonna go with Grizzled Young Veterans. Much as I like MSK and I like MSK a lot, don't get me wrong. I love those guys. And
you think they'll have Grizzled Young Veterans win so MSK can chase some more?
I think they have Grizzled Young Veterans win. I really do. They're gonna go with them because then they're gonna set up for MSK with them over at the next. They're gonna build this feud for a little bit longer and then go from there.
Alex.
I'm actually.
There is a punishment on the line that we haven't named yet.
Oh my gosh!
Don't just pick
I should have known.
Don't pick for the meat.
Oh, I should have known you were gonna do this to me. No, I'm actually gonna. I'm once again gonna go on a slight limb, and I'm gonna go with Legado del Fantasma.
I mean, they're the wild card here.
They really are, and I do think it would be interesting to see them pick up the titles here, and like kind of see. Like, I could almost see them picking up the titles in the midst of the feud between MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans. And then those two teams end up having to compete again to get another shot at those titles. Yeah, so for that reason, I'm actually going to go with Legado del Fantasma.
Plus, the Cruiserweight Championship is the next night, so that's got implications for this match, I think.
I think so, too.
Yeah. So that is interesting, and that is a way they could go because it could set up. Because you're right, they haven't really done anything with them, and having them sneaking a title win and holding it is kind of like, what just happened?
Yep. Definitely. So that's why, like NXT, we usually have a lot of like possible outcomes. But here's a match that I'm pretty sure doesn't have a possible outcome, but is the semi-main event, the co-main event maybe. Yeah. It is for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Walter defending against Tommaso Ciampa. Walter has had the title for 3 years. I think he's on like 800 and something days. So, for a very long time, Walter tried to get Ciampa and Thatcher to join Imperium, but Ciampa said no, and we don't know what Thatcher said. So instead, we're having this title match. Should be very good. James, you are first to pick.
Well, like I said, this is the reason why I picked Walter to win for the Rampage Brown. I don't, much as I love Ciampa and I love Tommaso Ciampa, right now Tommaso Ciampa looks like an old sea captain though. He needs to shave that head. But I just don't see Walter losing this because it doesn't help Ciampa in any way. Walter's had the longest run now basically the longest title holder in WWE at this moment. Am I correct in that regard? I say if he's going to lose the belt, he needs to lose it to a young guy to elevate a new guy to that main event spot. So I just don't see Ciampa, much as it's going to probably be a brutal match, chops and all that. I say Walter wins this one and everything, just because it's not the right time for him to drop it.
Okay. Alex?
Okay, so I thought about something in terms of the order of when things happen. It did occur to me that this is happening night 1, and Walter's match against Rampage Brown literally happens earlier, like before night 2.
Before night 2.
So, I'm not changing, because I'm not going to go back and change my pick from the Prelude. I do want to make a note that I'm putting on the record here that I do have this funny feeling that Walter will end up retaining here, only to then end up losing to Rampage. Now, I'm just saying what I think will end up happening. I'm not going to change my prediction, and I also want to make it clear that I'm still picking Walter to retain against Ciampa here. I'm just making a note of the order of things, realizing.
Yeah,
and that's why I made the note.
What I just said.
Yeah.
Was it this
it does fit in what I just said. It fits in. Rampage Brown would be a shocking win.
I mean, in story, Walter would be spending this championship in 2 nights in 2 countries.
Yeah. And that's
Rampage Brown could win it.
Yeah, and there's definitely a story to that as well. So yeah, but for the sake of actual predictions themselves, Walter gets my pick here.
All right, I'm picking Walter too. I don't think he's losing to Ciampa. If there wasn't a title match in NXT UK right after, I could see the swap happening. If someone needs to take it from Walter, Ciampa's pretty good, but because he's doing that extra title match, I don't think he's going to lose it.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get to the main event of night 1. And that is the NXT Women's Championship match. Io Shirai defending the title against Raquel Gonzalez with Dakota Kai in her corner. And I think I'm first, aren't I?
Yeah, you're sorry. No,
Alex is first. I'm sorry. I'm first in the next one. So, Alex, Io Shirai defending the title against Raquel Gonzalez. Main event. What do you think?
It's going to be tough to pick against Io. So I'm not going to. I'm going to pick Io to retain. I made that really easy for myself.
All right. Okay. Anything else? Good. All right. I mean, Io's had the title a long time, and I'm afraid they're doing with her what they've done with all the other women's champions, where they just make them so unstoppable. Like they did it with Asuka, and they did it with Shayna. I really just want someone to beat her.
But do you really think it's Raquel? That's the question.
If it's not Raquel, then who? Right?
I don't know.
That's kind of thing. Well, I mean, the answer might be that they just let Io Shirai do it until she vacates the title to move up to the main roster, like both Shayna and Asuka did.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think Shayna got beat by Rhea, right? That was actually what
happened.
That
was the thing.
Shayna got beat.
But then she went up to the main roster, and that was that. But
also Asuka got injured, I think, right at the very end too. So they literally.
Well, I always said that.
Really.
No,
they could have
saved the loose damn moon. I think they were going to break her streak on her way out. She got injured. They said, "The hell with it, just bring her up."
Okay.
That's been our thing for a long time.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm gonna pick Raquel. She'll be the first woman to have the tag team champions and the women's champion. So WWE loves their first time evers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pick Raquel to take the title here.
This one, I've been going back and forth on this for a while. I mean, there's been times where I say, "Oh, it's Raquel." The times says Io. My thought is Raquel ready to hold the main strap? Is she like? I know she's dominant. I know they booked her as dominant, in the ring. She's been very dominant. She's been beating down people. Mm-hmm. But Do I can see her as? Can I see her as the NXT champion? Can I see her hold that belt for a good 1 month, 2 months? And I really can't. It's hard for me to see it. Because I haven't seen her do promos as much. I know she's been with Dakota. She's been the big heavy, but I just don't see her right now.
I loved her promo against Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm. Oh no,
remember Nia Jax is like, Dusty said I was the biggest, baddest bitch of all time, and Raquel's like, well, that's because Dusty never met me.
Yeah, I know.
That was great.
That is a great thing, and like I said, she's good. Can I see her as the top champion in NXT? Can I see her hold that NXT belt for that 2 months? And I think they're setting up her going Dakota going face again, because there have been kind of seeds of Dakota like getting jealous. So, all right, I'll go Raquel. I'll go on the limb with this one.
Are you talking yourself into a pick you don't want to make?
I think I talked myself into it. I think what they're doing, I think they're moving Io up. She's probably going to show up, on Raw or SmackDown.
You gave me all these reasons why you think Io should retain, and then you're like, nah, Raquel.
Well, no, because I think, like you said before, the one thing that got me is she's held it for a long time now.
Right.
She's held it for what now?
May of last year when she beat
6 months now? How long has it been? Almost 6 months?
That's been almost
half
a year.
She
beat Charlotte in May.
In May. May of last year, right?
Oh, yeah, it's been almost a year.
It's almost been a year. Io doesn't really have much to prove anymore. Yeah, Raquel. I talked myself into it.
All right, and that'll end night 1 for our predictions. Let's go ahead over to night 2. Night 2, 5 more matches. The first match on the card is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. The NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Santos Escobar, defends his title against the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, Jordan Devlin, who's also defending his title because they're both the NXT Cruiserweight Champions. Yeah. This has been a long time coming. Devlin never lost the title, but injury. He lost it because of he never lost the title. He just held on to it because of the pandemic.
Yeah, he was building him up, and then the pandemic happened, and it just shut everything down.
Oh, and this is a ladder match as well. So that's exciting.
Yep, it's the ladder match.
Shawn Michaels was like, yeah, let me give you a ladder, and you can have a match like this. I think I'm kind of like to kind of give the things like this has been a match that's been long term coming. I'm really surprised about this match because they're both heels. No one's been really presented as the face, but I guess Escobar is the face.
Technically, Jordan's been kind of the face here by default.
I don't know
because Escobar's got his 2 flunkies behind him and everything, and so yeah, Escobar's been the heel. Jordan's been kind of the face in this. Well, Jordan kind of has the more legit thing to say. Hey, I was champion. I never lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he's a dick. Anyway, let me think about this. I think I'm versus time. This is tough because the only reason Santos won the tournament for the vacant title when they vacated from Devlin, even though Devlin said he's the true champion. And I was really surprised when he won the tournament as a heel because you thought, okay, well, Drake Maverick's going to win, and then Jordan Devlin and Drake Maverick are going to have this unification match. And then Santos Escobar is the one who wins it anyway. He wins it under the mask. He was still El Hilo del Fantasma at the point, and then he like demasked and won the title that way. I'm really surprised that they did this the way they did it, and that no one like dethroned him between now and then. Like that happened back in June.
It's almost 2 years. You're right. Since it started.
9 months.
9 months?
Actually, about 10 months. I think June, so 10 months.
Yeah. 10 months.
It was right after Io won the title. Like they did a bunch of title changes after WrestleMania last year because of right. Yeah, they did a bunch of title changes because Keith Lee had the title, and then Karrion Kross had it, and then Karrion Kross got injured, so they vacated it. Like that happens all in the summer of last year. But this had also happened as well. This tournament, and this is when Drake Maverick like cut his promo to like keep his job basically, where he said he was getting let go, and his last chance was winning this tournament. So yeah, I
thought was a great, really.
It was a great story.
Storyline.
I kind of wish he won the tournament.
I kind of wish, it would have been great.
And then he held the title until this match, but I am stalling because I'm not sure who to pick. I think I'm gonna go. I think this is the out in the limb pick. I think I'm gonna pick Jordan Devlin to win/retain the title. Because I think that'll give him a bent where he can be dominant and be like, I've always been the cruiserweight champion. He was fake. This is my division, that kind of thing.
Works.
And we just haven't seen much of the cruiserweight division because it's kind of buried on 205 Live, which is not really visible anymore. So maybe Devlin can do something with it that Escobar couldn't. I don't know. James, you're up.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is a tough one because we can go with, because Alex said for night one, say Mendoza and Joaquin Wild wins the tag team championship. Now you
gotta have Santos win, right?
Yeah. So now you have you can either do Santos Escobar. You can do Santos Escobar as the champion. Now we have our new dominant champion faction. They have the tag team titles,
Undisputed Era gone.
Because there's no more Undisputed Era. So
Legado Fantasma can have a golden prophecy here.
Yeah, there you go. You can go that way. That's one way you can do it. That's one way. But as you said before, I think Devlin fits better as, say, cruiserweight champion, because much as we haven't has Escobar ever done much promos? I didn't see him do many promos.
He does promos. Like, he had a great feud with Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross.
And honestly, his feud with Drake Maverick was not that bad.
Yeah, so
they kind of cut the rug out from him.
They may be wanting him to drop it to move him up into the up on the roster and everything. Yeah, like, hey, you know what? Let's move him into upper rosters. Now that we have Jordan back, Jordan can take that belt. He can be the cruiserweight champion, and we can move him beyond that because we can take Fanstasma into a higher. They could be the new main faction, heel faction of. Because you're right, as you said, only Lorcan and Birch are gone, are hurt. Mm-hmm. Right now, we don't have a major faction right now, super faction, evil faction in NXT. Who else we got? The Way. That's it. That's it. And they're not
comedy.
But so I say Jordan Devlin too. I say Jordan takes it. He says, I'm the true champion. Then we can move Escobar up the roster into another more prominent spot.
Okay. Alex, are you going to do the Golden Prophecy, the Spanish Golden Prophecy?
El Dorado. Exactly. I'm going
the El Dorado Prophecy.
I am doing exactly that because it's funny because James kind of touched on it as well. The idea of I really do see the entirety of Legado del Fantasma rising as a faction, because let's be in my opinion, they started out really strong when you had Santos Escobar. You had him doing this stuff immediately, right out the gate. But then it kind of fizzled a little bit, because then it I don't know, the strongest part of that faction.
It got buried and all the other stuff.
Yeah, it's there was so much going on. The main thing you saw with Legado del Fantasma, they the team part of that faction, they were feuding with Rico Breezango, which Breezango in NXT is a lot different from what we saw on the main roster, and probably for the better. But my point is just there's so much stuff going on that it would just be nice to see them kind of rise up from almost mediocrity. They haven't really been a big focus of things, and I really do think that this is a good opportunity to see them do that. So yeah, I gotta go with Santos Escobar to pick up the win here. He collects the title, and yeah, I do think we'll see Legado de Fantasma as a unit stronger than ever, especially with groups like Undisputed Era basically going by the wayside now. The quote-unquote Kings of NXT are kind of up in the air right now with the injury and with Pat McAfee not really being on TV. So I think this is going to be Legado de Fantasma's time as a unit to rise up from all that. So yeah, Escobar it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. That makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah. I can see it. All right. Let's see. Next match is the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. It'll be Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon defending the titles against The Way, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell said that they are obviously the top team, and that's why they challenged them. So that's where we're at here. Yeah, so.
I think it's me.
I think it's you. Yes, it is you.
I like The Way. I don't have a problem with The Way. I really don't. But I think they're going. I got to go with Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart right now. Shotzi's probably the new hot girl. She's the new it girl in NXT. giving her the belt's a great way, I think, of holding, of kind of giving her a holding pattern right now. Because I think they probably want her to be the NXT champion in the future. I think she's been hot. She's been picked as the girl to be that champion. I think that's what they're setting up. So they're just trying to hold her up right now. So I think that we see Amber and Shotzi retain. I think we see a feud here. This might be a feud for a couple of months, for a while. So we got with the champions on this one.
All right, Alex.
Sorry, checking my notes.
He's
Sorry,
thinking. The wheels are turning.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because like
I can see the hamster wheel turning in his head right now.
It's scary how true that is. No, honestly, I'm kind of with that as well. Like, I feel like we just got done seeing a situation where we had, our first ever champions crowned, and then like immediately they do a title switch. And so I'm like, I really feel like it's weird because it's a takeover. This would be the time for a title change, but not when they already did that. Not when they already did that. So I gotta go with the champs to retain here, just purely because like there's a strong enough feud here that they can kind of keep this going for a little bit. So yeah.
I really like the way everything about them, but I think they're set up to fail tonight, or tomorrow night, or the night after, I guess. Really, I'm gonna pick Shotzi and Amber to retain. I don't know why we have NXT Women's Tag Titles, but we do, and so I guess we'll just do this for a while. Well, I mean, at least it gets more women involved into something.
Yeah, that's why they have it. I think they have a lot more
NXT and WWE as a whole really has a problem with creating women's feuds that don't revolve around titles.
Yeah.
Although it is better than it was before, when there was no women's feuds, period. So, just for clarity and perspective. But yeah, I'm going to pick the champs to retain, and we're going to on to the next match.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to say, in all honesty, I think the reason they made the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship just because like there's enough potential for tag teams there, and we saw that kind of off the back of the Women's Dusty Classic. But like, let's not fool ourselves. I think they realized like we're barely doing anything with the women's tag team.
Let's just get them away from the Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, let's get them away from the main roster.
I think it's very good as a developmental side, because once we do start doing the touring again and everything, they can get a lot more of the ladies tag teaming up and have them work.
Have those titles defended on house shows often.
Yeah.
So. All right. Let's do the next match then. It is the NXT North American Championship match. Johnny Gargano is defending his championship against to be determined. So here's two questions really we need to kind of decide. First, remember who you picked from the Gauntlet match?
Yeah.
And then are you picking Gargano to retain, or are you picking your Gauntlet match winner to win? Alex, you're up first. You had Cameron Grimes. So you have Johnny Gargano defending his title against Cameron Grimes to the moon.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with Cameron to win. We're gonna go. We're doing it. We are gonna do it. So yeah, Cameron Grimes takes it straight to the moon, and
you got that kiss my
more of a high pitch on it. It's to the moon.
I don't have the energy to do that just yet. Assuming that Grimes wins the title shot, I'm just gonna go all out and say that he wins it. Look, he took a chance by getting all those GameStop stocks, so I got to take a chance on Cameron Grimes.
All right. Got diamond hands. All right. As a reference for you, I had picked Dexter Lumis to win the Gauntlet match. And like Alex, I think my pick's going to also win the championship. So I'm going to pick Dexter Lumis to take the NXT North American Championship from Johnny Gargano. Okay. James, you had picked LA Knight, right?
I picked Dexter Lumis too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you picked. Yeah, okay. No. You're up.
That's a tough one. The only thing about Dexter is he hasn't spoken yet. I mean, all he does he speaks in pictures.
Yeah.
Do I see him as North American champion? Yeah, I can see him as North American champion. Okay, I'll go with it too. Dexter Lumis takes this from Johnny Gargano in a great match.
To the moon.
Because he is Johnny Takeover. I think he has another brilliant match here, but I think Dexter pulls it out.
Poor Johnny Gargano. Because the way we're saying it, no matter what happens, we don't see him leaving.
Well, here's the thing. Johnny doesn't. Again, I never understood why they let him have it back again. He never needed it.
Yeah,
he didn't really need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
he's done pretty much everything there. He's done everything you can do there.
I feel bad.
I'd rather
let's say they could run for an NXT title.
Well, no, that's exactly it. Like my mental, like my memory is a little fuzzy now. Is he not a former NXT champion himself?
Yes.
So
he's won all
he's held everything.
He's Triple Crown.
There's no, in my opinion, I think he's at the point now. Especially, and again, this kind of goes back to the whole thing about factions, because we saw, like I said, Legado del Fantasma needs to come rise up within like the cruiserweight and tag team division. I think this is a good opportunity for the way to kind of rise up in the kind of the top portion of the card, and I think Johnny Gargano needs to go back up and challenge for the NXT Championship again.
Yeah, he needs to go back in that main event picture. He doesn't need the NXT.
Yeah, the main event. Exactly. He doesn't. Yeah,
he should be now going to the main picture now. They're slotted. There's some room there now. He can
challenge Walter and get the quad crown.
I would love.
Don't put that curse on Johnny. He doesn't need to go up against Walter. He doesn't need to.
Walter doesn't
be chopped to hell. Don't do that to him.
That'd be a great match.
I mean, that'd be a great match, but here's the problem. Walter doesn't want to be in the U.S. If Walter was in the U.S., I would have him.
I'm sure Johnny would go to the U.K. for.
I just picture.
Like a good year.
I just picture this whole thing where it's almost like Papa H was like, Walter, come on. I need you on a takeover. Get over here. let Ciampa challenge you for the title.
I hope Walter changes his mind one day. He could be a top WWE star.
Here you go, Walter. 3 years, $5 million. I want you to be in the U.S. And you know what? I don't think any type of money. He probably opened that checkbook up and said, like, we're going to get $5 million for 3 years.
They should open the checkbook. They should do anything.
Because I mean,
fly him back to Germany every week.
We'll fly you on the corporate jet. We'll give you, we'll pay for fuel to take you back to Germany. You can only have to work like 3 shows a month in NXT. You're the champion. We'll fly you back and forth like that. It still would work. Anyway, I would love to build him up for a year.
Bottom line,
then build it up. Walter, say next year, WrestleMania, Walter versus Brock.
We're a little off topic here.
I know, but
all right,
wouldn't that be brilliant, Walter?
Let's get the last
couple at WrestleMania.
Let's get the last couple minutes in. All right. So we have, of course, a match that's not actually a match because it's unsanctioned. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. So this match is not sanctioned, so it doesn't count for our predictions. Now it does. It does count for our predictions. I'm sorry to say. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. They broke up. Adam Cole got real jealous of Kyle O'Reilly, and things happened. So, am I first? I'm first.
Yeah, you're first.
I think Kyle O'Reilly's gonna win. They're setting up as like the biggest baby face in the division. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Kyle O'Reilly. I could see Adam Cole winning, but big event, face gotta go over.
I think no. So you said Kyle O'Reilly. Okay.
I said Kyle.
I think they're moving Cole. I think Cole is finally leaving NXT. I think it's happening.
Hopefully.
This is the big blow off. I think this is Cole's. This is Cole's exit from NXT, and he's going to elevate Kyle O'Reilly on his way out.
Ricochet. I don't want Cole anywhere in the near roster.
I hate to say it, but I think they're moving him up.
Probably, but I don't
see what else he can go from here. He's destroyed the Undisputed Era. It's gone.
God, I'm so upset. Like Undisputed Era in the main roster would have been awesome.
Well, we know they can always come there later. Hey, the main roster doesn't
Bobby
care.
Fish can't stay healthy. Stay healthy, and I think that was probably the. All right. Anyway, Alex, who are you picking? Or James, did you pick someone?
I say Kyle O'Reilly wins this in a bloody, brutal match and everything like that. Kyle O'Reilly. I think Cole gives him the win going out.
Okay, right. So So the main thing that I'm taking away from this is that this is definitely a kind of the way that they've got this set up, especially with it being an unsanctioned match, it definitely. And I realize that I'm repeating what you guys already said. I do apologize for that, but it is definitely the end of the feud according to what's being set up here. That's what it feels like. Heaven help us if they decide, no, we're going to run this another 2-3 months. But as far as that goes, this is why I'm kind of siding with Chris in the regard that I think this is going to be Kyle O'Reilly's chance to really take a step up as a babyface. They've been doing that up in the last few weeks or so since these what was essentially the breakup of the Undisputed Era, or at least the removal of Kyle from it. Like that.
Hey, plus Roderick Strong was not scheduled for any matches, so he's lurking around.
Right, so he's lurking around. So he may end up siding, we may see it where he does side with Cole, or we may.
I feel bad for Bobby Fish. We haven't seen Fish; he's still hurt.
Right.
Fish can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah. So
it sucks for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great. He's great, but he just can't stay healthy.
Yes.
I like him, but he can't stay healthy.
So ultimately, I'm going to go with Kyle O'Reilly here. I think he's going to pick up the win here, and we'll see how we go.
Well, for the Adam Cole thing, and hopefully he shows up on SmackDown. If he goes to SmackDown, I'll feel much better.
Yeah, I know. If he goes to Raw, his career's over.
Raw, he's dead.
All right. Anyway, the final match of this card and of our prediction show is the NXT Championship match, where the champion Finn Balor is defending the NXT Championship against Karrion Kross. James, you're first.
Oh God, man! I love the way they've been setting up Karrion Kross, and Finn Balor has been rejuvenized as champion since he's come back. He's been fantastic. The broken jaw aside, I hate to say it, but I think Kross needs to win this to get that run back he should have had with Keith Lee. And so I say this. I think Karrion Kross with Scarlett wins this. I think he's ready to go. Remember, he's already shown he can go. We need him. Yeah. I say Kross. I say Kross wins. End of night, Kross wins. End this night as new champion. No, right, Alex?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of feel the same way. Because this was a clear case where Kross could have had a real solid run as champion if not for the injury, and I think that this has been a good solid enough feud that they could actually go either it could go either way. I do think that we'll see. I do think that we'll see Kross win, and then Balor be on the chase again. Which I think that would make for an interesting story there. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Kross to win as well.
Oof, I was kind of hoping y'all would pick Balor, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Kross to win as well.
Yeah,
I think he didn't get a chance to have an NXT Championship run, so it'd be crazy to cut his legs out now and not let him have the title. I think he may even brutalize Finn Balor here. Finn Balor can take it. Maybe it'll be an excuse to bring the Demon back. I don't know.
It could be. It could be a way. I know Balor has said he doesn't want to do the Demon. He wants to make the Demon special because he kept doing it all the time, and he realized
he wasn't even doing it all the time. But yeah,
well, no,
he had the problem where he needed the Demon to win, and so he couldn't. If he wasn't the Demon, he wasn't winning matches.
Right.
That kind of thing.
I remember that he made that. I remember he made that specific statement right before he was supposed to go against Brock Lesnar. I was like, Finn, buddy, pal, if you know that's the situation, that's the match you have the Demon.
No,
yeah,
he saw it as
but yeah, I'm gonna pick Karrion Kross. I don't think he needs the title, but he needs to have a run because he already had the title. So
yeah,
Yep.
I do. If it's all right, I do want to chime in on that a little bit. Now that since you brought it up, I just realized that would be an interesting story to tell too, because especially since he's been since he's been back to NXT, I don't believe we've seen the Demon. Like
No.
he's made it very much a point to he's the Prince now. So I think I think it would be interesting if there's a story that sees him where and again this is one of those things where it could go either way. Like Balor could retain, and Cross could be such a nuisance that Balor feels like he needs to bring the Demon out to actually face him. But yeah, sorry, I just wanted to bring that up just because
to piggyback off that is, Balor can win this, and then Cross can brutalize him after the match is over. I mean, just tear him up, beat him down. He wins, but Cross goes crazy and just starts brutalizing him, and then you can lead toward going into there that Cross is making his life a living hell now. Everywhere he goes, Cross is attacking him. Everything he does, Cross is there. He's like, I have to do something that I don't want to do anymore, and I got to pull my man out of
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to bring the evil, I got to bring the evil to you.
Right, that's my thinking too.
You're messing with someone crazy, you think you know darkness. I squashed that a long time ago. Now I have to bring him back. And that you do like that. That's one way.
Yeah, and part of the reason I thought that would be an interesting story. Let's not forget that Cross's feud with Keith Lee included freaking a fireball to the face of Keith Lee. So we could see stuff exactly, because we could see stuff like that.
Scarlett is being portrayed as she has witch powers.
Exactly. So we could see that kind of stuff.
She's a subtle witch.
There it is. Okay. So yeah,
she practices magic. She practices Wiccan. She's
not
Scarlet.
Either way.
Agatha.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think we'll see the feud escalate after this match.
All right, we have one more prediction to make. This is our tiebreak prediction, and I want you to predict one surprise for NXT Stand and Deliver. So Alex, you're up.
One surprise for the takeover. Let's go with an off the wall prediction here, because we're living in a world now where Stone Cold's about to go interview Chris Jericho on the Stone Cold sessions. So anything could happen. So let's open up WWE's version of the Forbidden Door for a second, and let's go with Bo Dallas returning. I bet you didn't see what direction I was going with that.
You know what I like about Bo Dallas? I'll give you something. He's still on the roster. He's not doing anything. He's just
not doing a dang thing.
So I love Bo Dallas so much. He's like, you know what? They're paying me. I'll take it.
Anyway, James, one surprise for NXT Takeover.
And he's dating Liv Morgan, so he wins.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're Chris. What's your prize?
Oh, I asked you.
What, me? Okay. Yeah. God, I'm trying to think. Has there been so? No, she's not showing up until after NXT. She's not showing up until after NXT. I was thinking Tower of Valkyrie, but she's not showing up until after NXT. She's probably going to.
You want to use her as your prediction?
No. Who else? He did show. We might see that he did, but they might pull him main roster though. But I heard, they did re-sign. They might have re-signed Davey Boy Smith's son, so we might see him show up at one of the nights and everything in the crowd.
Harry Smith Jr.
Yeah, I know he's at the Hall of Fame and everything.
All right, so you're saying
Harry Smith Jr. shows up maybe in the crowd, or they have a thing backstage or something like that.
Okay.
So Harry Smith Jr.
All right. So I was thinking about this for a bit, how we have a faction problem in NXT. And so I think the solution is for Retribution to return.
I knew it! You had to get our one Retribution in.
I can't believe you've done this, Chris.
I saw it.
We're talking about NXT, and here I thought we were going to get away with... I thought we were going to go all WrestleMania week without talking about Retribution.
Retribution, baby.
But you've gone and done it, and now I'm frustrated. Retribution is a mystery, full of chains that no one sees.
Hopefully Dominic Dijakovic can have the mask off too while he comes back, but that's okay.
Well, still call himself T-Bar, but without the mask.
Oh, call him T-Bar, but without the mask.
Just to really confuse people.
Let's
get the Retribution boys back in NXT.
Plus,
then we can have Mia Yim again, which would be nice.
I just thought about it. We might see the return of Aleister Black. Carrying across Aleister Black. That would be some supernatural stuff going down there.
Yeah, could be. All right, I think that's going to be the end of our show because we are an hour here.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. I think. Yeah. We've managed to clock in at just about an hour.
About an hour. So
just about an hour. That's good. Alex, take us home. And
yeah. So
it's WrestleMania week. It's WrestleMania week, and there's a lot of wrestling this week.
Yeah, I do want to touch base on kind of put this on the record because we did discuss our programming schedule. The plan for the rest of this week is we are going to do our next live stream is going to be on Thursday night after the second night of NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. We are going to do our reactions to that. And then, if I remember correctly, what we discussed was Friday night after SmackDown, we are going to go through our predictions for WrestleMania weekend.
We might do that Thursday, but we'll see.
Okay, yeah, Thursday or Friday, either or. We're definitely going to touch on predictions for WrestleMania weekend because there is quite a bit happening WrestleMania weekend. And then we're just going to go there. And then after the second night of WrestleMania on Sunday, we will have our reaction stream for that. So until Thursday, when we touch base again on NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver, you can check out everything Occupy Pro Wrestling at occupyprowrestling.com, your central hub for all things OPW. Find us on the socials at Power the Number 2 the Smarks, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, you can find us there. Again, find us on the YouTube at Power the Number 2 the Smarks, where we'll be getting some more content up in the coming days. And until Thursday, until the next time we meet, I've been Alex at Alex Smiley Plays on the Twitch. Chris has been Chris at T-Bone is Live on the Twitch. James has been James at JJ Titan Dog 70 on the Twitch. And we'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Let me in.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you've done this again.
Let him in.